This is the setup. I want to show everyone the setup. I'm going to do this.
You should just do it live right now.
Yeah, I'm going to do live. I should do live.
We should do live and then have people be like, "Are you kidding me?
Right.
You guys suck."
Yeah. This is the setup. Ah, we got that. Recording. Good job. Lights. This is our studio. Everyone's so quiet. Quiet out of the studio. Quiet out.
Quiet in the studio. Quiet outside.
Hi, good morning everyone. Bill Banner with Bantech Solutions, welcoming you to our link channel, and welcoming co-host Sarah Dawn.
Hello.
And we've got a long list of things to talk about, not that long really. A few topics. We're going to have Windows 7 end-of-life discussions, which Matthew Tanis is going to be discussing that. Also backup disaster recovery scenarios, what to look for as a business. Sarah and I will be talking about Pinterest, yep, and really how Pinterest is going to be utilized for all your social media benefits. And we'll also be talking about how social media will play a role on landing pages, and talking about landing pages as well and what that is. So a long list of things to talk about, and looking forward to hearing from any of you. Feel free to subscribe to our channel right down here on YouTube, or like us on Facebook and all our other social media channels. But we love doing this. We love chatting, and we love hanging out, and it's just really fun. We're a fun and creative group, and hopefully you get some value out of this today.
Learn something. Yep.
Right. So we're going to start off with Windows 7 end of life. So I'm going to go ahead and let's take it away to Matt.
Hey. So yeah, Windows 7 end of life is coming up actually within the next year, specifically January 14th of 2020. What that's going to mean is that Windows 7 is going to stop getting needed security updates. I'm sure some of you will remember the traumatic experience of when this happened with XP a couple of years ago. Essentially what's going to happen is updates will stop coming through for Windows 7. So that means that any kind of new exploits, vulnerabilities, viruses and such, your system's going to become a lot more vulnerable to those things from now on. And of course, it doesn't even necessarily matter if you don't regularly browse the internet on these devices. It really matters if they're even connected to the internet at all. Even if they have a basic network connection, it's still an avenue that people can actually get into your network and start reading files, potentially installing viruses in your system, getting into your servers and such. Any kind of network attached device is going to be a vulnerability here. So Microsoft's already taking steps to try and make sure that people start upgrading systems to newer operating systems like Windows 10 and such, and they're being very vocal about it. So that's something that we're already putting together plans over the next year to actually be able to move on, start helping people with these upgrades and getting their old systems phase out any transitions and such, dealing with any compatibility issues. I'm already working with a large number of people there for their entire organizations there. So it's a year off yet, but it's something you're going to want to start planning for right now, just due to like licensing costs and dealing with any potential issues that arise there. So I highly recommend dealing with it right now. And of course, technically, as long as we're on the line of potential security issues on there, backups and such are always a big thing too. Anytime you're dealing with anything security-wise, I've had way too many times I've been brought into a company and they said, hey, we got a virus. This came in. Can you take a look at it and get us up and running again? Maybe the system, was completely taken over by some kind of crypto locker virus, ransomware and such. At that point there, unless you pay the ransom fee, which is entirely set by the person who's got it, there's no way to get those files back unless you have good backups. So in cases like that, it's easy to restore it back. There's a lot of different options as far as restores. Some people use things like Carbonite to simply back up their basic desktops, but when it comes to server backups, those can be a little different. They can be a little more involved, but it also makes your job way easier. There are ways of doing what we call bare metal restores, where these actual backups back up the entire computer itself. If done properly, there are actually certain vendors out there that keep a portion of these backups on site. I've actually had before where servers were completely lost, and using some of these bare metal resources with their on-site hardware, we were able to completely restore it in a matter of like 30-40 minutes. So again, it's one of those things of maybe not everyone needs that kind of speed and reliability, but there's plenty of companies I've worked with before that I know if they're even down for more than 2 or 3 hours, that's millions of dollars lost. There are backups in place out there that you can simply, with even just a little bit of work there, your server could be gone. Ransomware could take it over, lock everything down. What do? No problem. Wipe it out, restore the backups, you're back up and running again inside of an hour. No more multiple day rebuilds or having to reinstall your operating system and rebuild everything from scratch. That's not a thing we have to do anymore. So again, anytime you can, always look at your backups there, and it always makes a difference to have ones that are appropriate for your business, both cost-wise, functionality-wise, everything like that. All right, back to you, Bill.
All right, thanks, Matt. That was great information. Hopefully that is getting you started right now thinking about getting that Windows 7, all your Windows 7 units updated if you haven't already. So definitely a good opportunity right now to get that started. Feel free to send us any questions if you may have any. Send them our way. You know how to get a hold of us. So let's talk about Pinterest. What is Pinterest? I'll tell you what, Sarah. I kind of fell in love with Pinterest when that first came out.
Me too. I love it. Every night.
I would say, as a male, Pinterest for me is actually really awesome in social media, because I am that type of person who likes to kind of see things organized. And as we start planning our day-to-day lives, I think a lot of it was very useful when Pinterest came out, when other people, like-minded people, who were like, all right, this is what I like to do for vacation trips, or designing my house or my room, and all that. So it just really blossomed as well. I think the traction from not only on a social aspect, but also on a business aspect. I mean, a lot of these retail stores were really getting the capitalization on being linked to the product that they've sold or that person had bought and put in their house or basement or whatever it is, or the vacation trip. So all the linkage is there. So why don't we talk a little bit about Pinterest and the social media side of things, and how Pinterest are allowing users to do what they're doing today. What do you think?
So like you said, Pinterest is so great because before we had Pinterest, a lot of people, I always remember my sister telling me, oh, I found this blog. I found this blog with all these awesome pictures, and you'd have to save the blog, and you'd have to go back in it, and go in your history to find it. And Pinterest now is just this awesome thing you can log into and see all of these images that, you type in Hawaii vacation, and I want to go to Maui. What restaurant should I go to? What should I do for my house to decorate? And you just type in what you want.
Right. It becomes a very nice to-do list of things that you want to do. That's fantastic.
The nice thing too is that it's really evolved over the years. At first it was just kind of like a blog, just photos, and it would connect you right to the websites. Now it's more of a social media network. So a ton of people are using it for business, as far as when you put an ad on there, whoever's gone on Pinterest before, you might not even know they're really slick and sleek at putting on an ad that says it's sponsored, super small, and you would have no clue that person's paying for you to see that, but it showed up, just like Google, it shows up on the top of your page. And
nice.
So that's a really great network for businesses as well to start using it. People use it for projects, goods, services, and they just connect it right to their website, in case people don't know what Pinterest is, because there are some people out there that don't know it. But you can like and comment on it, you can repost, and that's just going to bring traffic straight to that website, which all of our other social media pages don't do that anymore.
Right.
All these algorithms that we're going through, all the changes that Facebook is having especially, we're hardly able to connect with our people right to our website. Like, we've talked about this before, but when you put your website on your Facebook post, Facebook's like, I do not want to see that.
Right.
So they put it down.
I know what you're doing. And we're stopping it,
which is really frustrating for businesses that don't know that. And the nice thing about Pinterest is it's a connection right there. It's going to really, you're going to push on it, and it's going to go straight to it.
Right.
So, I love it. I'm one of those people that plans every party on Pinterest. And
that's actually awesome. Especially when you... I think day to day we're going at 100 miles per hour. A lot of times we're trying to figure out the best idea possible, or the best vision of what we're going to do. And it's very helpful to just get on
Yeah,
Pinterest and
especially
be
if you're
like,
a
all right.
visual person.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly. And I'm like, all right, graduation parties. Hello, it's coming up in June here, and I
Yep.
think everyone is tapped into that market quite well as far as how to plan the best graduation party.
Yep.
And there's a lot of boards that are out there for that. So that's awesome. What more can you tell us about Pinterest?
So I want to talk a little bit about how it's more of a social media network. I want to tell you a few numbers because these, when I was looking them up, I was like, are you kidding me? Like, these turnarounds are crazy.
Really?
So 87% of Pinterest users say they've purchased a product or service because of this app.
Nice.
87%.
87%, that's huge.
I'm that person though. Like,
Right.
I'm that
I
percentage.
think I'm
So
one of them.
I'm like that. I'm that person. 66% of all pins are related to some type of brand or product, which gets them straight to your website.
Okay.
So you don't have a lot of pins. I've been on Pinterest and there's a couple pins you click on, you're like, click again, like, I want this
Right,
product.
and they're not doing
it doesn't
anything.
go.
Yeah.
So that's another thing too I wanted
just
to
gotta
talk
be aware
about.
of that.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
if you are using Pinterest for your business or personal, whatever, just make sure it's to the right website because it is frustrating as a user to get somewhere and it sends you to Google. And you're like,
Right.
are you kidding me? Like, that's why I use Pinterest,
Yeah.
is to get to the website.
I was on a roll, and now you just derail.
Yeah, exactly. So make sure that your pins are actually connected to where you want them on your blog or website or whatever they're connecting to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Other things that are happening within the social media realm? Are we expecting anything else from Pinterest? I mean, they're constantly developing and changing. Anything that you've seen?
Yeah. So one thing that I'm really loving is that they're kind of changing their marketing. Like I was saying before about the ads. So Facebook, because of their algorithm, I think Pinterest has been like, hey, you know what? We're going to take that. We're going to take it and run with it and try to make it easier for our users to put ads on here. Because like you're saying, the Facebook is just completely not working anymore. For sometimes you put out an ad and it reaches 2 people and you're like, what in the world?
Right,
So
spending some time on
not
that.
that Facebook's not a great place for it, but maybe we need to think about who should be using Pinterest. Doctors could use it, bankers, builders. We have a couple people that are retailers that we use it for, and that's huge. Like, that is huge for their business because, like I said, that traffic is automatic.
Right.
And they're just,
Right.
it's such a great network that you can even connect with the people that you know are clicking on those things and message them directly. Whereas on Facebook as a business page, that's not allowed.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, fantastic. I mean, so you've talked about all these different agencies or offices that potentially could use Pinterest. I mean, what would you recommend? How would you give them that tip to start looking into if Pinterest is a good fit for them?
Yeah, so you definitely have to have the right mindset and the right marketing. You want to have good images. If you think about a good Pinterest page, you want to
It
make
was
sure
all about the images for me.
all about the
It's
image. It is.
exactly.
So
whether it's a photographer or just how they captured it,
Yeah.
actually, I mean, camping. I mean, the way the tent was set up was
Right.
exactly
Right
perfect.
lighting and
I
right
wanted to
sunset.
explore more,
Yep,
right?
yep.
Exactly. That's a good tip.
yeah, so and also make sure you make your Pinterest page into a business Pinterest page. It's right in the settings, just like you would on Instagram or Facebook. That's a really great market into just getting onto that business side. That way you can make ads if you want to. Price-wise, the ads are really equal to Facebook or Instagram, so it's a great network. I love it.
That's awesome. With all this good information about Pinterest, with all the social media platforms or channels, the biggest thing that we could say, and I think we both have talked about this multiple times with a lot of different people, is really, invest your time in, providing some type of strategy behind what you're going to do, and then tackle it 100%. It's going to constantly have to change too. I mean, if Pinterest is now becoming a good, a channel to explore, and you've never tapped into it, we're not saying don't try it. You definitely want to put a plan together. It's like, all right, how do we put this plan into action and actually make some type of movement on it? And after a few months or so, if it's not doing anything and you put everything from A to Z in place, then great. That's giving you a good data of saying that Pinterest may not be a suitable fit, or whatever social media channel.
Right.
So next topic, we're going to kind of go over, and we've had a lot of questions about this, and actually more or less interest in it's about landing pages.
Yeah.
Quite a few individuals or businesses are coming in and like, all right, I'm hearing more about landing pages. what are they? Are they my website? Is my homepage a landing page? All of that stuff. So basically, in a nutshell, you got to look at a landing page being something that you want to drive customers to, as far as a call to action or something for them to be signing up for. It's a trigger, that you're casting out there. If we want to kind of go off the analogy of just how many fish are out in the sea, and you're trying to just grab a couple as they get closer to that bait, if you will. And that's where landing pages kind of come in. So depending on your business and depending on how you want to really sell that product or that service, your website is kind of part one of that. Part two is getting more traffic into your website. Besides SEO, landing pages kind of provide that extra boost, if you will. They attract visitors. They basically are something that will allow them to sign up for something tangible. So that if they are signing up, it's something that they know that they're going to get in return. So you're building a good database from your landing page as well. Potential leads, which is huge for a lot of our businesses in that industry. They're looking for a lot of leads. So, I mean, you probably landed on the landing page and you didn't even realize. I have a couple examples right behind me that kind of demonstrate what a landing page is. And if you're interested in actually discussing more about what your business needs are in as far as a website and a landing page, we'd definitely love to keep continuing chatting with you and discussing what that looks like. But no matter what, it's all based on structure and strategy of how landing pages work for you. You don't want to have something that's going to be a very stagnant page or something that's just going to be very annoying and people are just going to walk away from it. You want something that does pop, give the information that that user wants or product that they need, and have them start filling out that information so you could go to the next step, if you will. Any insights, any other information you want to add to that?
Yeah. So I just want to talk a little bit about, we have a list here of just what people could use a landing page for and like the big call to actions.
Right.
So we have a couple customers, like a health coach or someone that does a lot of blogging, and they're like, I want this person to look at my ebook. And we're like, how do you do that on just a social media page?
Right.
So I'm just going to go over this list. So it's free trial signups, blog signups, product demos, reports, ebooks, like I said, or guide, a newsletter, that's huge for us, an event or a webinar even, podcasts, consultation services, we can go on and on.
Right.
But those are those basic call to actions that those landing pages are just eye-catching. And they're simple. I mean, every landing page that we've ever done, they're not elaborate or anything. That it's a great picture, and it's that one button that they need to click on, and they're simple, they're easy.
You really kind of find out what that call to action is. And obviously you want to probably put that on the website as well, but this is more triggered to something specific. Kind of like that events on the list. Quite often we're getting members who want to sign, start a workshop series or some type of webinar or something in that digital world, or even a more organic, location, and they want to start promoting it, and they promote it through Facebook or social media, all of the different avenues, mass email marketing, but they're missing that one other element, that landing page. That landing page, if that's triggered out there quite often, that's another venue or avenue that you're grabbing potential leads or customers or someone that you just want to have them attend the event. So it's a great way to just continue boosting your brand, besides just having a website that is just fully developed, but just kind of missing that other element of that marketing piece. So like I said, check out these demos of what landing pages look like. I've got some links for you as well if you want to check them out, and have those discussions like how we can provide that extra edge for your landing page. That'll be great. How does social media kind of play in that role with
Yeah, I'm glad you asked. I was just going to bring that up. So if you want to think about it as this landing page is something that you can connect right from your Facebook or Instagram page, it's going to bring them to like a halt. And it's not just bringing them to a home page, it's bringing them to a landing page, which is that call to action, which is then going to take them either to whatever they're going to go to. So it's a great network for social media to be used because if it's easy to share, they're going to share it. So if this is like a super fun giveaway that you're doing, or you're doing that ebook that we're talking about from the health coach, one person hears about it and they're like, oh wow, that was a really great recipe.
Right.
And they share it on their Pinterest or they share it on their Instagram, and someone's like, I'm gonna do that, and it's automatic. So if it's easy to share, it's gonna go viral.
Yeah.
So that's the simplicity of landing pages. That's really beneficial, and that's just how social media and that connect really well.
That's awesome. I mean, that'll be fantastic to explore more of. You know, when we look at landing pages as well and how all of these extra tools would be beneficial from a social media platform. I mean, think of your landing page, if you were to have one, kind of like being like the really awesome, stellar lobby in an office. Like the second you kind of walk in, and all of a sudden you're just wowed. You're like, all right, now I want to know more or give my information because I'm already kind of hooked in that sense. And now we're going past the lobby. We're going into the other offices or web pages that are there to get more information. So that's really what we're kind of doing in a digital sense. It's like we're creating that wow factor that people kind of see and like stop and then want to explore more of what that's giving you. So
and all customers see things differently. So you could have someone that's like, oh wow, awesome landing page, and then you could have the next customer be like, wow, awesome website. So you got to be well-rounded in your marketing and with your brand.
Yep. And so you're basically not going to have just one landing page because it may be very different.
And that's right with social media. Like you could have 6 or 7 landing pages just with each different blog post or post that you're doing on Facebook.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's a fantastic world. That's what keeps us on our toes. All the different
That's why we're doing
things
it.
that are out there.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yep.
And that's where, you know, it's no matter what. Once again, it goes back to that strategy, kind of like what we talked about before. It's like you can't just jump into the pool without understanding how to swim, right? You have to kind of figure that out first, get the training, and then start, you know, your lessons. Same thing with our digital marketing. You got to make sure that, you know, your marketing plan is in place before you figure out how these avenues will work for you.
Yeah.
So, all right, great information today. Great social media platforms like Pinterest. We talked about landing pages. We talked about our backup disaster recovery for offices and Windows 7 end of life, which remember, make sure you start looking at all your units to get those updated. I think we covered everything on our list today.
I think so, yeah.
Fantastic.
Yep.
We had a great time. I'm Bill Dadred.
Sarah DeHaan.
Until next time, have a great day. Thank you.